Hello to whoever may be watching this video. I'm just making it today to kind of put my thoughts out there in regards to the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk. I just kind of wanted to put my thoughts into a video and just kind of talk about this from the perspective of someone who is hopeful for the future, but is worried about the direction we're going in, or the direction we have been going in, if we're going to be completely honest. The reason I'm trying to remain positive is because of my desire to have a future, to hopefully have a family and kids and retire, like I think many people out there do. I think a lot of people could relate to that. The reason I'm concerned is that I've seen a lot of talk online over the last few days of the retaliation of violence or celebrating his death, both of which I think stand in stark opposition to what Charlie Kirk represented to many people. Whether you agree with him or not, I think it's pretty hard to logically refute that he represented a very core American value and a Western value, which is free speech. He embraced debate, he embraced conversation, and he had no violent will towards his opponent, even in the most passionate of disagreements. I think he truly lived out his core belief as a Catholic. And even if you are not a practicing Catholic, which I'm not, I think it is extremely commendable in this day and age to actually walk the walk rather than talk the talk. And sorry if it's like a boomer way to kind of make that clear. But the point I want to make is that without the ability to freely express our thoughts, to engage in a difficult and passionate debate, without violence, we are willingly throwing away one of the main principles that our country was founded on, and that holds Western civilization together. It is the vehicle through which change can happen, whether you agree with it or not. Which brings me to my next point. There is a general lack of acceptance in regards to political outcomes. It's actually fucking insane to me that we have become a group of jocks who we've had such a hard on to create politics and make it into this us versus them, like it's like it's a sporting event. It's been crazy. And this has been happening for, I don't know, like a majority of the last few years. And it's only escalated from there. It's just gotten way worse. But we want to treat it like it's this sporting event, but then we act as if the outcome is a life-changing event. And I know this is maybe not the best analogy, as there are things in politics that will affect people's lives. But in the current day and age that we live in, these things are just not nearly as life-changing as they were in the past. As like, we could bring up civil rights or slavery as two examples. We should be able to accept political losses. That's the point that I'm making. Like our favorite team lost a game. This point also ties in with free speech and debate, because a loss in the political spectrum is not a reason to throw a tantrum or to flip the game board or to escalate rhetoric. It's a moment to step back, evaluate, and change your strategy to win the next game. The fact of the matter is, and always has been, that whoever has the best argument will dictate the future of the country. For better or worse, Trump actually won because more people agreed with him. That's the core truth. Same with Biden. And as a matter of fact, any president before then as well. That same thing applied. They won because a majority of people in this country went out and voted for them. And that's just the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. We just have to be better about accepting those outcomes and maintaining the fact that we can actually still coexist despite these differences. If you are unable to convince a majority of people in this country to agree with your argument, then maybe you need to reevaluate what you're fighting for, or how you're fighting for it. And this, of course, goes without saying, but that goes without political violence. Zero tolerance. My last point is in regards to the tolerance of political violence and violent rhetoric, which is where we are today. It's gotten to the point online where this has just been normalized. I think most people at this point are just used to opening any social media app, whether it be Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok. You can see it everywhere. Even with the recent killing, even with the recent assassination, those posts were all over the internet. You don't even really have to look to find them. And it's just weird. And it's a bad sign. The fact that people are continually getting away with this is crazy. Like, there has to be accountability here. We already have existing laws that prevent death threats and all of these things that people are getting away with online. And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert and say that it should be easy to catch them. I personally think that it is, since most of these people have accounts that they've registered for, and it's possible the IP trace VPNs will hand over that IP under federal subpoenas. There's ways to go about doing it. That's just my layman's understanding of how that could be done. But there has to be accountability. Unfortunately, all of these things have been left to fester and boil, and at this point are eating away at political discourse like a cancer. That's been happening for years. If we can't acknowledge the bad actors and things we are doing wrong, then we can't move forward to make them right and make things better. And if we can't make things better, well, we can't make things better if we aren't able to debate these difficult topics without fear of violence. That's the core foundation. But I think if you've made it this far, I appreciate you listening. Feel free to comment and discuss things. I think we could all use that right now. We should be talking about things. We should be having these difficult discussions, because that's how we get better together as a country. But obviously, my condolences to the Kirk family and to Charlie Kirk himself. I hope you guys that did watch this video just take care, and God bless.